Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour unto me, and thank you for breaking out the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Indeed. Thank you for your Yahusha, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim of the Yahudim.
Shalom. Shalom, family. This is The Remnant Awakens, and I'm your brother, Pierre Lidji. I'm glad you're here with me today, wherever you're listening from. Maybe you're driving, maybe you're at work, maybe you're just chilling at home. Either way, I appreciate you. Today, we're gonna talk about something that, honestly, I wish I'd heard the truth about a long time ago. It's a topic that's got a lot of people confused, and it's time we clear the air. So, let's get into it. So, let's start with the basics. What is the rapture doctrine? You've probably heard it before, maybe in church, maybe on TV, maybe from a friend. The rapture is this idea that before things get really bad on earth, all the true believers are just gonna disappear. Like, poof, 1 second you're here, the next you're gone. Up in the clouds with Jesus. Planes falling out the sky, cars crashing, people vanishing from their jobs. It's dramatic, right? The teaching says the righteous get snatched away before the tribulation, before the hard times hit. No suffering, no persecution, just a quick escape. Sounds nice, but is it true? That's what we're gonna dig into. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most people think the rapture doctrine is straight from the Bible, like it's always been there. But, nah, that's not the case. The modern rapture teaching actually started in the 1800s. Yeah, not the 1st century, not the time of the apostles, not even the early church. It was popularized by a guy named John Nelson Darby, and then it spread through things like the Scofield Reference Bible. Before that, nobody was talking about this secret escape. The early believers, the disciples, they weren't waiting to be whisked away. They were preparing to endure. So, this whole rapture thing, it's a recent invention, not ancient truth. So, what does the Bible actually say? Let's be real. Yahusha, the Messiah, never promised us an easy way out. In fact, he said the righteous would go through tribulation. Remember in Matthew 24, he talks about wars, famines, persecution, and says, he who endures to the end will be saved. Not he who gets zapped out before trouble starts. And if you look at the story of the Exodus, or even the prophets, Yahuwah's people always had to go through the fire, not around it. Even in Revelation, the saints are described as those who keep the commandments and have the faith of Yahusha right in the middle of the tribulation. So, this idea that we're just gonna escape, that's not what the scriptures teach. We're called to endure, to overcome, to stand firm. Now, let's talk about what's really coming. The Bible doesn't talk about a rapture, but it does talk about something called the second Exodus. And man, this is powerful. Just like the first Exodus, when Yahuwah brought our ancestors out of Egypt with signs and wonders, there's going to be another deliverance, bigger, greater, worldwide. Jeremiah 16 says, no longer will they say, Yahuwah, who brought up the descendant of Yashar-el out of Egypt, but Yahuwah, who brought up the descendants of Yasharel from all the nations where he had driven them. This is the real hope, the regathering of the remnant, the awakening of Yasharel, the return to the land. Not an escape to heaven, but a restoration on earth. So, how's this second Exodus gonna go down? The scriptures paint a picture, and it's not about disappearing into the clouds. It's about Yahuwah gathering his people from the four corners of the earth. Isaiah 11 talks about a highway for the remnant. Ezekiel 20 says he'll bring us out from the nations with a mighty hand. And even Yahusha said he'll send out his angels to gather the elect. It's a physical, visible event, just like the first Exodus, but on a global scale. There's going to be trials, there's going to be testing, but there's also going to be miracles, protection, and provision for those who trust in Yahuwah and walk in his ways. It's not about escaping suffering, it's about being delivered through it. Now, I gotta be real with you. The rapture doctrine is dangerous. Why? Because it tells people to just wait for an escape instead of preparing for what's coming. It removes the need to walk in Torah, to obey Yahuwah's commandments, to get your life right. It makes people believe they won't suffer. But Yahusha said, if they persecuted me, they'll persecute you. When tribulation comes and folks realize there's no secret escape, a lot of people are going to be offended, fall away, maybe even lose their faith. It gives a false sense of security, and that's not what we need right now. We need to be awake, alert, and ready to endure. So, how do you get ready for the second Exodus? If you want to be part of the remnant, it's not about waiting for a rapture. It's about repentance, obedience, and faith. Turn away from sin. Come out of Babylon. Start walking in Torah. Keep the commandments. Trust in Yahusha. And let the Ruach HaKodesh lead you. Get your house in order, spiritually and physically. Build community. Study the word. Pray like your life depends on it, because it does. And don't be afraid of tribulation. Yahuwah is faithful. He brought our ancestors through the Red Sea. He'll bring us through whatever's coming. But you gotta be ready. You gotta be awake. You gotta be set apart. I know this was a lot, but I hope it challenged you, maybe even shook you up a little bit. Remember, we're not called to escape. We're called to endure, to overcome, and to be part of Yahuwah's great plan. Family, the rapture is a lie, but the second Exodus is truth, prophecy, and your inheritance if you walk in the covenant. This is not about escape. This is about endurance. Not flying away, but being gathered as the chosen ones of Yahuwah. Will you be ready when the wilderness call comes? All right, family, that's it for today. I'm Pierre Ligi, your brother from the tribe of Yehuda, and this is The Remnant Awakens. If this episode stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself, like this video, so it reaches more people. Subscribe if you're awakening to truth. Comment below what stood out to you most. And if you know someone still sleeping, share this episode with them. Until next time, Shalom. See you all on the next episode.
Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour onto me, and thank you for breaking all the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Thank you for your Yahusha, whom you truly love.